I love roguelite games. Between Returnal and Hades, I was introduced, very late I'll admit, to the genre in a big way. Ocean Keeper is a new roguelite available on Steam and mobile and will be coming to PlayStation, Xbox and Switch in the future. Retro Style Games reached out to me asking if I was interested in reviewing the game. Yes, I was, but the game was already in early access on Android. So, without a key and accessing it as you can right now, for free, I jumped into the game to review Ocean Keeper. This game has had 3 names since I started playing it. Codename Ocean Keeper, Ocean Keeper Dome Survival, and finally, at the time of writing, Ocean Keeper. Whatever the final name becomes, Ocean Keeper is an early access, free-to-play title supported by adverts from the Google Play Store. It is also available for £7.99 on Steam and will be coming to iOS and iPadOS, Switch, PlayStation and Xbox in a future release. I played on both my Android phone and tablet. Now, I did not expect much. There are very few mobile titles that grasp my attention like a full-blown console or PC title. Genshin Impact doesn't speak to me, for example. The gameplay is fine, but there is no controller support and the gacha mechanics feel predatory and remove me from the game's immersion. While I like Call of Duty Mobile, it's not an ever-present game. I'll download it, play it for a weekend, and then I'm satisfied for another 4 months or so. Bright Memory is a great mobile game, but it is an exception, not a rule. Ocean Keeper surprised me in the best possible way. High quality graphics, a super solid 120 frames per second, and full controller support. This meant I could connect my Backbone controller, lie on the sofa, and play as I would on my Switch or Portal. It also meant I could pop the game on my tablet, connect to DualSense, and play as if I'm on a console, PC, or cloud gaming. The ease of use is such a big quality of life addition for a mobile title. The game itself is a simple premise. You are a deep-sea diver with a mech. The mech operates on the ocean floor as transport and protection. You, the diver, then operate inside caves, otherwise known as these holes in the ground. As the diver, you have a drill-type tool that looks like it's straight out of one of Thunderbird 2's pods, and you use this to dig around the cave for upgrade currency, which can then in turn be used to upgrade your diver or your mech as you see fit. At the top of the screen is a countdown timer. This is the time that you have left to dig around in the cave before another wave of enemies approaches. You fight off this wave in your mech, then rinse and repeat the entire process for as long as you can. As you are doing this, you will earn coins/currency that can be used from the home screen to permanently upgrade your mech or diver. It is the simple yet satisfying roguelite setup, and that simplicity is Ocean Keeper's crowning glory. Too often, I find rogue-type games wanting to reinvent the genre, adding unnecessary complexities to the satisfying base gameplay loop. While Ocean Keeper does have some unique complexities, they do not tally large in number or negatively impact that satisfying gameplay. One of those complexities is the relics. You can find these in any of the caves that you dig in. It doesn't mean they are in every cave, but they are in a few, and these relics offer new and powerful enhancements to your mech. From new auto-fire weaponry to enhancements of the existing weapons, making them more powerful, these enhancements greatly boost your chance of surviving the next onslaught or boss. You have up to 5 slots for new relic weapons on your mech, then you can continue to enhance those weapons further with additional relics found on your run. Of course, you can also be really unlucky and not encounter one before a boss, making that encounter exponentially harder. The full controller support makes countermeasures, firing, and movement in these encounters so much easier and much more intuitive for console gamers such as myself. But they aren't unwieldy or impossible with touchscreen controls. The mechanics, regardless of input method, are super sound. I've not encountered any unresponsiveness, lag, or issues with input and mechanics. When digging, the diver goes exactly where you want them to. When fighting the hordes, the twin-stick top-down mechanics are natural and intuitive. It is an incredibly well-designed game in that regard, and the build is executed superbly. That's not to say that getting to this point was easy though, or that all design factors and implementation are as polished as the general gameplay. Tutorials, for example, suck if you aren't playing touchscreen. Every tutorial is simply touch this button, which is perfect when playing touchscreen and useful in that scenario. But from the word go, I had a DualSense connected via Bluetooth, which works almost completely with the game. But at no point, even in the settings menu, did the game communicate what button did what. I had to use trial and error for every single input. For example, I learned that L2 is the upgrade menu button by accidentally knocking the trigger against my desk. Now, X being accept and circle to go back are kind of industry standard, and thankfully they work the same here, whether in menus, in-game, or inventory. But deploying my other weapons that aren't earned from relics feels a little trial and error each time. I now know that they assign to square, triangle, and circle, but the order feels like it changes on each run. In the upgrade menu, controller navigation will only work after a touchscreen input has been utilised. I can't just use the controller for my full game input because the game freezes it out on specific scenarios. It doesn't seem right that using a controller for this game, while fully supported by the design and release, is exponentially more difficult than using the touchscreen. It's appalling that even in the settings menu, there isn't a controller layout menu of any description. You literally have to guess what the buttons do throughout the entire title, and apparently accept that sometimes they just won't work at all. It's difficult and frustrating for an able player. I can't imagine how hard this lack of information is for a gamer who needs accessibility. A game that is designed to have a controller attached, even things like Xbox's and PlayStation's accessibility controllers, should communicate what button does what. It should even allow you to remap the controls natively for ease of use for that accessibility gamer. And if you are allowing accessible controllers to be attached, your settings menu needs accessibility options too. Subtitles, visibility, game speed, and more should all be present in an experience like this, especially as a cross-platform release. But there are 0 accessibility settings in Ocean Keeper. There are then the adverts in the game. Mobile players are used to advert-supported titles. It's how we get even the more ambitious titles like this for free. And while this situation has changed since I started playing, my initial impressions of adverts in Ocean Keeper were awful. I expected an advert before and after every run, but when I first picked the game up, and for a week and a half afterwards, the adverts were after every single button press when not in gameplay. Go to the Customize menu, advert. Buy a customization, advert. Check out a different customization, advert. Return to the main menu, advert. Start a new run, advert. It basically made the game unplayable, because so many adverts had to happen between each button press and each run that my time was then better spent not playing the game at all. Thankfully though, retro-style games fairly swiftly rectified this situation. Now, adverts are available as a means to get additional upgrades during gameplay. They are completely elective. This points to a development team that do hear the feedback and concerns of their players, and they make adjustments to the game to make those players' lives better, while not undermining the core of their overall title. Going from making things completely unplayable to completely elective and with gameplay rewards if viewed, after just a week and a half, is an incredible and positive turnaround of the advert situation, and has meant I've probably watched more adverts since the change, but I feel far better about it. It also gives me hope that with feedback about both the controller and accessibility situations, that this too can be rectified in short time. Overall though, I really quite like Ocean Keeper. Yes, it has a couple of foibles. It is in early access after all. I encountered one run, for example, where the final enemy of the wave got trapped behind a rock. So whilst he was stuck and I had no timer to contend with, I cleared 3 caves before then taking him out and advancing my run. We gamers will take a few free upgrades after all. There are a couple of balance issues. Example, the speed of the enemies very quickly outpaces the mech, even with full upgrades, meaning some runs are cut short because you simply cannot move fast enough. There are some bits of geometry that stop the mech's movement, even though on other occasions you can walk over that said same plant. But these are small things that can be overcome when the overall experience is as good as it is. I have recording sessions of this game that are over 2 hours long. To put that in perspective, I did a live stream from the PlayStation 5 the week before this video came out that didn't even last that long. And this is a mobile title. The gameplay loop, rewards, and that feeling of I can go further are cultivated and combined superbly by retro-style games to make you want to play more. And it is a wonderful feeling. A feeling that AAA hasn't managed to elicit in me within the last year. A feeling that regularly I am seeking elsewhere. A feeling that I have found in this excellent title, Ocean Keeper, from retro-style games. This review was produced after 2 weeks testing the early access release of Ocean Keeper on Android. This video is completely impartial. While Retro Style Games requested the review, they did not provide a review code, copy of the game, or compensation for this video. They also have no copy approval or early preview of its contents, and if they do see it, they will see it for the first time, right alongside you. I would like to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you've liked this video, I think these will also be of interest to you. In the meantime, my name is Doragon. You can find me on threads at Doragon86 or in the Discord in the description. And until next time, folks, have yourselves a fantastic day, and take care.